So today in Tarot Talk, I want to do is Queen of Wands. This is one of the earliest or one of the first tarot cards that I completely understood as an imagery. And then imagery still kept getting built on and I understood it even more. So I will tell you how I interpret or read this guidance, and it is one of the easiest tarot cards to understand. So I'm just looking for his Queen of Wands so that I can show you the imagery. Okay. Okay. So here is the Queen of Wands. See, first before I begin, Queen of Wands is a court card, which means these are people in the tarot layout. So let's say you're doing a spread and you get a queen in that spread for your querent or your seeker or someone who's come seeking a reading from you, and you do a maybe a 10 card reading or 3 card reading or 5 card reading, whatever is the number of cards that you are doing a spread for, and then you get as a queen. So right now I'm just taking an example of a queen. It could be any other court card as well. When you get a king or a queen in a spread, these are very very supportive, helpful, well-meaning people in tarot. So your immediate response is going to be, or immediate understanding is going to be, there is someone very very supportive of your actions. And the reason is, when you see a queen or a king, one, they're very supportive and they're helpful. They want you to be empowered and go and do and achieve your dreams. These are very, very, supportive people, and they want to see the good in people. On its own, king and queens are royalties. They are very good people, very big people, and very generous at heart. So when you get a queen of wands, it's a stick. It means someone is very supportive of your actions or your movement or whatever you are doing. If you had, let's say, queen of cups, then somebody would say somebody is very very supportive of what you are feeling, of your anger, of of your disappointment, and so on. So since this is a stick here, somebody is very supportive of your actions, which means if someone says, I went here, I went to meet this person, I spoke to him or her, and then she didn't like it or he didn't like it, they will be very supportive of it, that you went and you made the effort to go and meet someone or did whatever needed to be done. Also, if you see, this queen holds a sunflower in her hand. you know I tell people that if you want to be big in tarot, instead of starting early, you should live a lot of life, which means you should definitely have a time bound job to go to. You should have lived and met a lot of people, and you should speak with and listen to as many people. It will build your emotional width of understanding what a lot of people are saying. So, one of these travels, when I remember once I had gone to, so, India is very beautiful, and there's just so much culture to see, so much history to see, and such different languages and food to taste. So I remember once I had gone to a very remote location with one friend of mine. We wanted to check out the ruins of one temple, So the temple was made long, long back, and then now they're just ruins there. But it's beautiful to still go and see it. So when we were coming back, for the first time, I saw a sunflower. you know I had seen it from far, but first time I saw the sunflower so close. We stopped the auto we were traveling in, we got off, and I remember when I'm standing, the sunflower was above my head. So sunflower can really really climb up, or and it's a very tall plant. So you will normally, if you're standing next to a sunflower, you would just hit below the sunflower. It's so tall and big in its height. So one, it towers over you, which means you should be guided by the sunflower. And about the sunflower is, if you ever seen a sunflower, you should definitely go out in the nature and see all these plants and animals. They give you a lot to learn from. So if you see a sunflower, it's always facing the sun. So it's always very very positive. It's always the chin is up. It tells you to stay cheered up or keep your chin up, stay positive. And since it's a flower, it's telling you to stay gentle and very very polite. So this queen is very very gentle and polite. And if you see, she holds a sunflower in her hand, which means she's very positive. She, if you go and meet her, you will feel cheered up, or she will tell you to keep your chin up in your difficulty. And she's very very inspiring. Then she, with the stick, she's saying she encourages you to take action, go and make that move, go and do that thing. And also, if you look at the imagery, there are two lions here. She's guided by a very big and a courageous heart. So lions, a lion denotes a very big and a hunting heart. uh, it's a king of the jungle. So she rules with a very big heart and is made up of lot of courage. Now, what would it mean if she's holding one flower in one hand and the stick in the other? you know she's someone who believes in reward and punishment, which means if you do right, she will give you a flower, and if you are wrong, she will give you a small beating. So if you get this guidance, it tells you that you should correct, or you should reward the person if the person is right, or you should correct the person if the person is wrong. So this queen can be the one of the best teachers, who can pass on a certain learning, because she will reward and she will also punish, if depending on how your actions are. And she's very very inspiring and positive. Also, now, why do I say this card is one of the easiest cards to understand? If you look at this guidance, there is a slab behind her here, this one, and there is a sunflower image on the flower, and she holds a flower in her hand. Then there are these two lions here, and there are two lions which are next to her seat, and there is a stick in between, and then she holds a stick here. What she's doing is she's interpreting everything right, whatever she's been taught. So this is like a school book or a slate, where all the drawings are given to her, that do like this, do like that, and in real life she's practicing that teaching. So she rules the interpretation. So if someone says um what can someone say? Let's say someone says, how will be my travel? One, if the queen is shown up, it's a very good travel. You will be well looked after. People will ensure you have a great experience wherever you are going. The other part is just saying that if you are happy with your stay and your travel, make sure you reward them or give them a good tip or a nice review. And if you did not have a good trip or a good stay, don't be shy to give that feedback as well. This is how you will read this and give this as an answer to someone who says, how will be my travel? So this queen rules the interpretation. She's completely copying what is on the slab, and then she's practicing it in the real life. So while she's a very good teacher, she's also one of the best students. So whatever she's learned, she's interpreting, and she's very gentle. Also, in tarot, I think I've said this before, that if you have people facing to the left, if you have tarot cards where people are facing to the left, and then you have people facing to the right, the ones who are facing to the left they're looking at the past. They're looking at some family ties. They're looking at something about in the past. The ones who are looking in the right are the, futuristic, or they're looking at the future, what next, what to do next. There's nothing wrong or right about which way the tarot card imagery is looking. It's just telling you what you can focus on. However, just because somebody is looking to the left doesn't mean they should continue to keep looking into the past. So for example, now this queen is looking to the right. So she's looking futuristically or looking at the future. So her guidance is, she's more guided by what next, how to work on what is in the next. Now let's say if this queen's face was to the left, then the interpretation would have been that she's telling you to take the learning from the past or keep taking examples and understanding from the past, which anyway she's doing, but she's a very futuristic looking queen. So now let us say if someone gets a reverse of Queen of Wands in the reading. Let's say you're just doing a one card reading and someone asks you a question like, what can they say? I don't know. Mm, Someone says that while cooking, this person just keeps making, doesn't cook right, or always keeps making cooking like this, or keeps making bread like this. It's just an example. And then you ask what is possibly the person can do right, or what is the person, or what is it that tarot wants to tell us about this situation. And then you get the guidance as Queen of Wands in the reverse, which means the person is getting the interpretation wrong. So if someone is saying that they don't cook right, or they are not understanding, they keep making mistakes or whatever, the answer really is that they're not getting the interpretation right. So you would normally suggest this person keep a diary, read your recipes right, or practice under someone before you start to venture out on your own. So this is how the guidance is. Also, when Queen of Wands is in the reverse and you have a bad card along with it, not bad card, but just a very um, it's not a bad card, okay? No card in tarot is bad. Let's say you get a devil along with Queen of Wands in the reverse. You know, the reverse king and queens can be very dangerous. These can be people who are unstable because of power, or they can misguide you because of how much they know. So, these are very dangerous people when they are also in the reverse. See, one is it's a very simple understanding that a person is not getting an interpretation right. The other is, let's say, along with this, if you get a devil, it just means the person is just badly intended. He or she just wants to control a situation, or wants to extract the situation in a certain way. So you have to be very careful when king and queen show up in the reverse. They could be guiding you wrong on intention, or they truly are wrong in many ways. Yeah. So this is how the reverse of Queen of Wands is. So I also, she's one of the most healthiest of people. Also, if you get this guidance, Queen of Wands, it says suggests that you're in pink of your health. You have the best health right now. And you're just somebody blessed with very good health, or you're concentrating on your health. So now I come to talking about the vision about Queen of Wands. Once I remember in the dream, I saw a cat. She was black, and her eyes were almost yellow, and she was just sitting looking at me. And I looked around in that dream. I didn't see anybody else. I just saw the cat. And that cat, for whatever reason, looked very familiar to me. But I've never had a cat, and I have not seen many black cats. So black and so flurry black cats, fluffy black cats. And her eyes were yellow, you know. I couldn't tell immediately in the dream or after the dream what was this cat about. And that cat was from Queen of Wands. When I had thought that I've completely understood this card and the imagery so well, and I had ignored the cat. I remember I saw the cat, only the cat in the dream. And if you look at it, this is the cat. And the way she's sitting in the imagery, this is exactly how she was sitting in the dream. And I couldn't place her that why is she looking so familiar, the cat, because I've never had a cat. And while this imagery, she's still not so clear, but in the real life, she was a real alive cat. She was her every movement or the way she was sitting was very, very clear to me. You know, and immediately when I had seen the cat, the way she looked at me, the words that came to me, and I kept saying, was she so loyal? She's just sitting here guarding, you know. And Queen of Wands is a person who's so inspiring that people will start to work for this queen or this person for free or on their own or just because they're so inspiring and so positive. So, and they command a lot of loyalty, even though this queen doesn't want any loyalty or is not hiring this cat for a job, the cat has started to be uh, working or being with this queen. See, you have to understand that tarot talks in many ways. So maybe you would understand these imagery in completely different way. So stay true to yourself, and always give a lot of importance to your interpretations also. I did a topic last Wednesday, spirituality 22. That was the that's the number on which I'm going right now. So spirituality 22 is the vlog which I did last Wednesday, where I spoke about interpretations. That you can't stitch any interpretation to the last T. You have to give a lot of freedom after telling almost as much. You have to give people freedom to play with that teaching or how to go about a lot of things. So this is how the vision was, and I was very glad that I saw the cat, because in this tarot imagery, I had understood everything and it made such brilliant sense about everything to me. And I had completely forgotten or ignored the cat in the imagery, and then in the dream, only the cat showed up, and she was from Queen of Wands. In the dream, Queen of Wands was not there, only this cat was sitting, and the way she's sitting in the card imagery is how she was sitting in the dream. I just recognized her. Now let us see how would you read Queen of Wands with another card. Oh dear, I got an Empress. So I don't know if I should read a Empress with it. There are two queens. Mm, actually I would like to do a lot of different cards with this, but let's do another card. Because both are very, very inspiring ladies. Let's just do another card. And usually if Queen of Wands is along with the Empress, there's a lot of goodness coming. There's a lot of goodness coming. These are two people very secure in their place. They may be very good friends. And even if there is a reverse, they can get very, very nasty. So but it doesn't get too bad. End of the day, even if they get very nasty, it will just be on the face, or on the face of it, it will all stay good. So I'm not doing Empress right now because it's fairly an easy card or with the same energy as the Queen of Wands. I'll do another card. Okay, I get is the Hermit. I don't know, should I do the Hermit? I've done the Hermit before, and I want to do some other card. Let us see. Okay, let's do Seven of Cups. See, the reason I'm doing this is these are the cards which are not very easy to understand. Hermit is easy to understand, Empress is easy to understand. Now, let us say you get is a Queen of Wands, and this is a very positive, inspiring person who's supporting you in your go about or doing what you need to do. And then you get is another card which is Seven of Cups. It's just saying that while you're as much action, you're as much intuition as well, you know. So you don't just do things as you understand, but you're also feeling things as they are. So you're feeling a person. If the person is in a happy space or in a sad space, you're also feeling the person. So this queen is not just going about doing what needs to be done, but is also feeling the situation. Then let us see, you see is a Queen of Wands, and then you get is a Seven of Cups in the reverse. See, Seven of Cups in the reverse is usually someone who's not figured things out correctly or is guessing the emotions wrong. So, one, while you're doing the right thing, because you are told, internally you may be in a struggle because you don't believe the other person, or you believe the other person is wrong in many ways. But since you have been taught how to be in a certain situation, you are doing things right, but there may be an internal struggle because you feel the emotionally the person is not as committed or is not in tune as he or she should be. So this is an internal struggle for the queen, but on the outside she's doing the right things. Now let us say you get is a Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who can manipulate or doesn't interpret or is understanding it wrong. And then you get is a Seven of Cups. It's just saying that you mean well, you understand well, but you're still on intention or by whatever reason you're doing things wrong. This is telling you that your action should be right. So it doesn't matter that if you feel that person, if you feel a lot of empathy for a person, but end of the day you don't help or you keep doing the wrong decision, keep making the wrong decision. Here example you can take is, let's say there is a beggar on the street, and while seven so let's say you get his Queen of Wands in the reverse. It's just saying that for whatever reason you don't want to help, or you scream and shout, or you're unhappy with that beggar situation. In the heart you feel a lot of emotion. Yeah. mm, this is also someone who's not so willing to help when it is in the reverse. So you're not guiding that person right, but you feel a lot of empathy, or you understand, or you get the emotion right. Now let us say you get the reverse Queen of Wands, and then you get is the reverse Seven of Cups. One, you're not doing a lot of things right, so you're going to make a mistake. For example, if you're cooking something, it may not come out as well. Or if you're going on a travel, you will not understand the itinerary properly, or you will not understand the check-in time or check-out time, whatever. It's just saying that you will not understand something that is written on the brochure or as a holiday package, and you will make a mistake because this is about making a miss in the meaning or understanding. And when you, or then this is combined with Seven of Cups in the reverse, it's also saying that you will, it will also affect you internally. So your wrong decision is not just going to stay a wrong decision and you'll get over it. It's just saying that you may also pick up a fight, or get into a lot of internal conflict of how she guided me wrong, she guided me wrong, he guided me wrong, she guided me wrong. So this card is about also guessing people, so you will guess a lot of people wrong. So internally, when we make mistakes, we want to look for someone to blame, and this person is going to do it very easily. So not a great guidance, because here the person is refusing to understand that they made a mistake in understanding or arriving at a certain meaning. So this is how the guidance is with the Queen of Wands and another card. I will now show you the imagery, and you can have a look of how you will understand this tarot art.